Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. My name's Laura and today we're doing another pick a card tarot and oracle reading, and this time we're focusing in on the month of December. We have group number 1 with the hedgehog, group number 2 with the bow, and group number 3 with the snowman. And while you're selecting your group, I want to talk to you about an amazing company named Otter Spirit that I am partnering with, who gracefully gifted me these beautiful bracelets that I love and I wear every single day. This is from their strength pack, curated bracelets to really enhance strength, both physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally. They have an awesome website where you can pick out whatever bracelets and gemstones that you want that correlate with your zodiac sign, different intentions. It's just really cool. I love the way that they structure their website. Each bead is handpicked and 80% of their gemstones are ranked grade AAA or superior and goes through lots of tests. Every bracelet you get from them, $1 is donated to protect sea otters. And overall, they're just a vibe. I think it's really important during the holiday season to support small businesses, especially family-owned businesses. And so I'm really happy to have connected with them. And honestly, since I started wearing these stones, I've been noticing such a difference in my energy. They sent me these stones literally as I was doing a whole bunch of endurance training. And it's like, I could not have picked more perfect stones. I have some discount codes for you if you would like to use them. If you are watching this as I'm posting this, you can get 35% off before December 2nd. And if you're watching this after that, I have some other coupon codes for you down below for 25% off, I think, and something else. So go check it out. Anyways, if you're still selecting your group, pause now. Otherwise, let's begin. Oh, and I also want to mention that I am offering my own personal hour-long 2026 reading. This is a tarot and mediumship reading with me, and it's only going to be available until the end of January. This is my favorite reading to do. It's most of my customers' favorite reading to get. And basically, we go over the major spiritual lessons and themes for you that you'll be facing in 2026. We will get predictions, what's going to happen to you this year, what you need to know. Also, you'll have the space to ask about whatever questions and topics you're concerned about. And we open the floor up for your spirit guides, past loved ones, angels, and ancestors to give their 2 cents on your life and the year ahead as well. So it's my favorite reading to do of like all time. It's a reading I do for myself every single year around this time. I just love doing it. And then I have so much clarity afterwards, and that's usually when I plan my year ahead out with all my goals and business plan, personal plan, vision board. So I'm really excited to connect with you guys and get that reading done for you. So go check that out as well. And now let's begin your reading. Hello, group number 1. Welcome. Let's see what is in store for you in December 2025. You have Stalk with the mountain lion spirit. Very beautiful. And this asks the question, is my pursuit both honorable and focused? So there's a lot of ambition that I'm picking up on from group number 1. Lots of big goals, dreams, wishes. There's something here about discipline. This message has been coming through in the collective very strongly for December in the readings so far on my other channel, Spirit Psychic Tarot. This message of having really big goals in mind and really getting back into a rhythm and a routine with that. Like, for example, if you used to, I don't know, let's just say you're an artist and you used to paint every single day and you stop doing that, the month of December, this could be a month where you're like, you know what, I'm going to get back into that and I'm going to do it every day. If you were learning a language and you kind of gave up on it, you may be having these thoughts and feelings right now of, I want to keep learning that language. Let me start practicing it every single day. And the key word here is every day, like building this discipline where it's like, if not every single day, most days, or like a structured amount of days, like 6 days a week, 5 days a week, I'm going to do this thing. And I see here, there could be multiple goals, multiple areas of life where you're having that sort of ambitious drive and you're pursuing it in the month of December. So it really automatically feels like a month for you where you are getting into a routine that supports bigger ambitions for yourself. Okay. Comment down below. What are your ambitions? What is your goals? What are you doing? We have the Miracles card coming out upright as well. I feel like when you take multiple steps in the direction of your dreams and goals, the universe will take multiple steps towards you as well, even more steps towards you as well. And it's funny how, you make the decision to better your life and go after something in an actionable way. And what's going to happen is the universe is going to bring you crazy synchronicities and blessings to actually boost your goal, boost your ambition. Okay. It's very, very beautiful. I can give so many examples of this, but I want you to just see for yourself how this plays out. Like, for example, let's just say you decide you want to teach yourself how to cook. And you're like, every single day this month, I am going to make my own dinner from scratch. And it's like, once you get into the disciplined routine of doing that, the universe may actually bring you like, them like subscription boxes that send ingredients and recipes to your door. Maybe a friend is like, hey, I have this free subscription. Do you want it? Like weird synchronicities like that help boost your goal, boost your dream, tends to happen when you go after this. And I don't know about you guys, I've noticed this in my own life time and time again. When I was learning Spanish, I was randomly met a whole bunch of native Spanish speakers out of nowhere. When I started running, randomly met a pro elite runner. When I started cooking, randomly got that subscription box. You know what I mean? It's like when you take a few steps towards your ambitions, the universe will take like even more towards you to support your goals and your dreams if it's in alignment with you. Okay. So expect miracles. And look at that. The new moon in Capricorn, your hard work is paying off. Now this moon, I don't know if this is happening in December or January, but this new moon is actually coming up soon. It could be happening this month. I didn't go over the dates for December's astrology and astrological events yet. Maybe I should have done that before I started the December readings, but I'm not an astrologer, so it doesn't really matter. Around the new moon in Capricorn, just look up when it's happening, whether that's in December or January, you are going to have some sort of big new beginning, crazy blessing come forward for you. I can already tell. And again, this actually really supports what we just said with this message of your hard work is paying off. Like exactly. This is a time in your life, group number 1, where you're not like praying or doing affirmations and just waiting around for your ambitions to come true, for your dreams, your goals, your desires to come true. In fact, this may feel like a very not so spiritual time in your life, but it actually is one where you're just taking matters into your own hands, acting as if, blessings and miracles don't occur and you have to do everything on your own, And the ironic thing about that is when you move in that way, and you take the actions that you need to take to get to where you want to go without expecting help from the universe, without expecting a miracle, ironically, that's when the most miracles tend to come in. And that's just how the energy moves in all things. Because I've also noticed the same pattern in love. A lot of people who are looking to manifest soulmate level love, the advice that always seems to come through is, okay, well, if you knew that you were never going to get that, and you wanted to make your life as happy as possible, what would you do? And then in doing those things, whatever the answer is to that question, you will manifest your soulmate, because when you least need it, that is when it will come. And I feel like a same pattern is happening here, where it's like you're not waiting for a miracle, you're not waiting for some sort of blessing, you're like taking matters into your own hands, working really hard, being really disciplined. And it feels like you're just in this era of self-growth and hard work. It doesn't even feel like relationships or love is like the center of your focus this month. Ironically, though, it wouldn't shock me if that were to come forward, because I swear to God, it's like when you're deep in this self-love, taking action on your own life, that's when external love tends to come in. It's just funny how the energy moves. Look at that. Speaking of, here we go. This is what I was talking about. 3 of Cups upright. This is community. A community of people around you to support your dreams, your goals. These are the people you go to during hard times to talk about what you're going through, and also during times of celebration. They're there to celebrate your success and vice versa. Okay, so there's going to be a lot of community get-togethers, holiday parties, spending time with loved ones this month. I mean, not so shocking. We're in Sagittarius season, number 1. And number 2, pretty much every single culture around the planet has some sort of major holiday and event happening in December, right? So yeah, not shocked to see the Three of Cups there. We have the Knight of Swords in reverse. Okay. I'm picking here, you have the Mountain Lion Spirit, Knight of Swords in reverse. There's something here about speed, wanting more movement. Okay. Let's see where this leads you. King of Coins in reverse. Yeah. Whoo! What a difference. A massive, massive difference here. All right. One person here is wanting to move things along really, really quickly. Like, let's go after these goals as quick as possible. Let's move this relationship forward as quick as possible. There's someone else here who is a little bit more hesitant, avoidant, slow moving, cautious. It almost feels very incompatible, honestly. Whoever this may be, whatever this may be, I feel, and this could also be like the two wolves inside of you. One is wanting to just completely go balls to the wall and overwork yourself in the pursuit of your goals and dreams. And then the other one is like, we have to make sure we're resting, relaxed, recovered, in a good space mentally, and work incrementally towards what we want and prioritizing rest, So I don't know, you you may have some complicated, conflicting feelings in December. And this doesn't even just have to apply to like yourself. It's also like you could have two wolves inside you. Like, let's just say you're dating someone, right? You could have two wolves. One's like, I want a speedy, romantic, passionate relationship. And the other one's like, I want something slow and calm and steady. And it's like, what do you do? What do you do? We have the Ten of Pentacles. This is actually very promising for family, longevity, finances. Yeah, securing a nice home and future for yourself. It's looking good. I feel like there's something about December where you're really locking something down. That's the phrase that just came through, locking something down. Okay, some of you guys may be committing to a person in December. Some of you guys may be committing to a mortgage, a lease, a place to live. Some of you guys may be committing to, I don't know, this could be anything. Some sort of bigger goal that you're going to be working towards. You're locking in some sort of long-term commitment. All right. And it feels very positive. We have Judgment coming out upright. Okay. I'm seeing somewhat of a story play out here. We might get a little bit specific here, so bear with me. But I'm seeing a story here of whatever this situation is in your life where it's like there's two wolves inside of you, one that wants to move really, really quickly, and another that's like being held up by like slower moving energies. If this is a relationship, for example, where you want to move really quickly, the other person's moving slowly, or vice versa, I'm seeing here making the decision to have something long-term. Okay. So this may be a month for a lot of you guys who select group number 1, where you are making the decision, you know what, I contemplated walking away, this could have had the potential to be something incompatible, but I'm making the decision, no, I want a future here. Okay. And it doesn't have to be relationships. Like, this could be like you considering walking away from a job, a home, a friendship, something, but then making the decision, you know what, actually, I think it might be workable. I think it, might have some potential, So we have that. We have the Six of Swords upright. You're not centering your life around whatever this decision is, though. That's the thing. Like, if you're deciding on a relationship, that's beautiful. If you're deciding on living in a certain location or having a certain job, that's beautiful. But that's not the primary center of your focus in December and moving forward. The primary center of your focus feels to be your personal goals and dreams and ambitions. Okay, growing your business, growing your fitness, growing your health, growing your finances, growing your community, growing your life purpose, whatever your personal dreams and goals and wishes are, I feel like that's really the biggest focus in life right now. And that's also something that really grounds you and stabilizes you, prevents you from entering into something codependent. We have the Ace of Cups in reverse. Very fascinating after everything we just said. Let's see what's next to this. Two of Cups upright. See, yeah, this is what I'm saying, guys. I'm seeing this pattern here. You guys were really like contemplating not proceeding forward with a relationship, not proceeding forward with a friendship. And I'm seeing here making the decision, you know what, let's go forward with it, because there's a lot here to lose, you know, there's a lot here to grow. So let's keep it pushing forward. You know, there could have been like a temporary blockage in affection or heart being open. And I'm seeing like overcoming that. And then we have the Emperor. Wow. Yes. I love the Emperor for Capricorn season. Okay. Which, we're entering into Capricorn season. What is it? On the 21st, the winter solstice, or the summer solstice, if you're in the Southern Hemisphere. I feel obviously towards the end of the month, you know, a lot of us who are more spiritually minded into tarot and things like that, it's going to be a season of us making vision boards, creating our 2026 business plans, personal plans. I treat my life as if like I'm the CEO of my life, you know. One of my favorite things to do in December is to like just get a nice planner if I don't have one already, and just like plan things out. What is my overall goal for the year ahead? And what monthly goals do I have throughout the year? How do I break that yearly goal or those yearly goals down into quarterly goals, monthly goals, and then weekly goals, and then daily goals, you know? And then it turns a dream, this sort of listless thing in the ethers, into a plan, into something tangible, into something bite-sized and digestible, you know? And when I see the Emperor in a reading, I think of that sort of energy of being in that CEO mindset of like, okay, here's how we're going to plan ahead for the year. Here's what we're going to do. Maybe even creating like graphs for yourself. Like, okay, here's how we did financially in 2025, or fitness wise, or goal wise. Here's what we accomplished. Okay. Here's the goal for 2026. Here's the trajectory. Here's how we're breaking it down. You know, I'm seeing you in that sort of energy in December, which is really beautiful, like extremely, extremely organized. And if there's anything that you need to do to just sort of create that fresh slate for yourself, I feel like you're doing that in December. Like if you really want to have the best year ahead, but right now, like your house is a mess, it's like you're also going to be like cleaning your house out as well on top of all of that. You know what I mean? So yeah, and we're seeing also here, the Emperor is right next to the Two of Cups. I'm seeing in love and relationships for you, this could be you connecting with somebody who does want something long-term and beautiful, and they're going to show up in their divine masculine energy, meaning like they're very consistent every day. Even if they're a woman, they're very consistent every day. They show up with actions as well as words. You know, it's very beautiful. And this may come after a temporary sort of like period of not knowing where things were going, but that gets all squared away in December. Very beautiful. So yeah, very ambitious, organized, social month ahead for you. All right. Thank you so much for joining me, group number 1. Like this video, comment how it resonated down below, and subscribe if you have not already. And remember to get my personal 2026 year ahead hour-long reading, tarot and mediumship. It is like the best way to start your year out with a clear mind, knowing exactly what you need to do in order to have the best year possible for yourself. So go check that out. Okay, link down below. Thank you guys. Bye. Hello, group number 2, and welcome. Let's see what's in store for you in December 2025. Oh my gosh, this card came out for group number 1 too. We have the Mountain Lion again with Stalk. I'm shuffling in between takes, guys, so that way you have all cards available to you. Is my pursuit both honorable and focused? This has been such a massive theme in the collective. Like, I almost feel like I keep doing the same reading over and over and over again. This is a very collective sort of month, I feel, where we're all sort of going through the same thing of like trying to get on track with our goals. Some of you guys may be reviving old goals that you gave up on, you know, wanting to pick up that instrument that you tried teaching yourself a while ago but gave up on, trying to get to the gym like 4 to 5 days a week consistently, trying to get back on track with meal prepping, meal planning. You know, there's a big focus here on self-love and self-organization, as well as like your daily rhythm and routine, and optimizing that daily rhythm to be aligned with things that you want to grow. You know, the time is going to pass anyways. The days are going to pass anyways. So you might as well fill your day with things that you want to grow. We have love. Okay. This may be a much more love-oriented reading than group number 1's was. Okay, I see. There's a sweetness I'm picking up on. And then, wow, we have the full moon eclipse with conclusions are within reach. And if y'all know anything about astrology, you know that these full moon eclipse energies are some of the most intense and transformative times of the year. It happens twice a year. We are not in eclipse season right now, but to have the full moon eclipse come out as a symbol of the month ahead shows this is not going to be a subtle sort of month for you, group number 2. There is going to be some pretty big life changes taking place, and with the full moon eclipse coming out, this can involve you kissing your old life goodbye as you embark on a new trajectory. Okay, it feels like death and rebirth energy. You know, it doesn't feel negative though. It feels like you just have a lot of positive newer developments taking place in life, and there's something here about not looking back in the rearview mirror, continuing to press forward, and like being fully immersed in your daily rhythm and routine, your daily schedule that is growing who you are as a person. And there's a sort of joy that comes with that. You know, you're no longer crying over your stinky ex. You are tearing up them muscles at the gym. You are just focusing on you, focusing on your kids, having beautiful experiences. You know what I mean? It's like whatever your thing is. First card out is the King of Cups, and you have the Love card. Okay, some of y'all may be falling in love, deeply in love with, and here's the thing, when I say falling in love, deeply in love, it's not just with the people around you. It first comes from within. So first, you stop hyperfixating on other people. You stop letting other people destroy your nervous system. You stop worrying about the past, and you become obsessed with and in love with your own little life. You romance your own little life. Like I said, no longer focusing on that stinky ex. You're tearing the muscles up at the gym. You are creating extremely fun memories with your friends. You are learning how to make the perfect latte, whatever your things are, you know. You're just sort of focused on becoming a better person, a more nuanced and poetic and rich person. And I don't mean rich in the sense of finances, although that could play a factor into it. I mean rich in the sense of just being an interesting person. Like, yes, this is Jessica, who makes beautiful cappuccinos for herself every single morning and meal preps her and her daughter's lunches, and they look, she's perfected the art of making like the perfect bento box. And she goes to her job and she has a nice outfit on that makes her feel confident. She bikes to work. I don't know, like just like I don't know. She's teaching herself Italian. She goes swimming sometimes. Like, you're just making your life more fun, more interesting. You're not centering your life around other people anymore. And this is beautiful to hear these words come out of my own mouth as a reader, because I feel like for the longest time, especially in the feminine collective, there's been so much centering around other people. You know, what does that person feel about me? Are they gonna choose me? What's gonna happen here? You know, and we all see it in our aunts, our grandparents, our parents, you know, a lot of women devoting their life to their partners, like literally doing everything for them under the sun, like well beyond, like doing their laundry, cooking them breakfast, lunch, dinner, while also working full time. It's just too much. And I feel like this past year in 2025, there was a massive waking up in the feminine collective as well as the masculine collective when it came to no longer settling for less. And that's the thing. We all have masculine and feminine energy within us, yin and yang within us. The divine feminine, the yin within us, is no longer settling, okay? It's focusing on self. And then the masculine energy within us, the yang within us, is going through this journey of very quick maturing and catching up to the feminine energy. Very quick, like self-development. And you'll see this in the masculine dominant people around you. You know, all of a sudden they're trying to become better people. You know, suddenly they're trying to dress better, trying to work on their domestic skills a bit more, you know, like trying to, you know, clean their bathroom a bit better. I don't know, investing in like jewelry and cologne, investing in personal skills, trying to learn how to make a good breakfast, you know. We're going to see this in the collective. You probably already are. Comment down below if you've been seeing these changes in the feminine and masculine. The feminine dominant people in your life no longer taking any crap and putting themselves as the center of their life for the first time in a very long time. We're going to see that waking up, which is beautiful to see. Both of these things are very beautiful because you know what? I feel like we're coming from an old paradigm of just complete emotional neglect of self in everyone, you know, and things are really shifting rapidly. Okay. So I don't know why I just went on that collective tangent, but you know, this may deeply affect you and the people around you. We have the 7 of Pentacles coming out upright, right next to that King of Cups. See, this is someone in your life who actually works hard to make sure that you feel loved and cared for. And that's why I'm seeing this love card, you know, it feels really, really nice. Some of you guys may also be putting in the hours towards your job, your career, if you are in a career of healing, spirituality, creativity, even like education, something very nurturing. Okay, putting the hours in. We have the 5 of Cups up right here. Yeah, this is somebody who is frustrated because they've sort of lost their taste for something they used to enjoy. I'm picking up on a small issue in December, or at this time that you're watching this, where it's like you used to really enjoy something and now you're kind of like finding it more difficult to enjoy. Like, let's just say you used to love going to the gym. Now you're finding it to be extremely routine and boring. And you're like, man, this was a good thing to enjoy doing, and now I'm starting to not enjoy it. What the heck? I'm picking up on that sort of energy. The message here is don't be afraid to shake things up. Don't be afraid to change things. You know, maybe instead of going to the gym, maybe you can go for a swim every day. I don't know. Or maybe you can get into like calisthenics, join a run club. I don't know. We have the Hermit coming out upright. See, this is that investment in self, that self-love, which leads to very deep, beautiful soul tribe love externally. But first you have to have that inner love. And that's another thing. When you start really genuinely loving yourself, not tolerating any BS, and also working to become a better person, it's just a natural fact of life. You're going to outgrow some individuals. We see that in the full moon eclipse. We see that in the 5 of Cups. Just this natural outgrowing of certain energies. Not even just people, energies, you know, like this is something or someone who once really made me feel good. And now I'm starting to realize, you know, I kind of want more or different, you know, it just happens. That's the thing. Like time grows you in the direction you're meant to grow in. You know, you have your own personal dharma, your own personal journey throughout life, and there are individuals whose dharma and life path will be parallel to yours for a long time, for a short time, for a season, for a day, and you can help each other on your own paths, but then sometimes the paths diverge very naturally, and it's like you're going one direction, somebody else is going another, or the things that once helped you and fulfilled you no longer help and fulfill you anymore. Like, I'll give you a personal example on this. When I was a teenager, I loved smoking weed. Like, it actually helped me with a lot of things, but when I did some inner healing work, I no longer resonated with that plant's medicine. And so I lost my taste for it, and I haven't really picked it up ever again. And no shame, no judgment. It's just that's not a medicine that's aligned with me at this moment. However, that could be aligned with somebody who is extremely powerful and intelligent. And, you know, it's like we all have moments in our history where the soul medicine of someone or something is very potent and helpful for us. And then we learn all of the lessons associated with that relationship or plant or hobby, passion, whatever. And then it no longer, excuse me, I just sneezed. It no longer resonates with us anymore. So you may be noticing that. We have the Two of Swords in reverse right next to the Hermit. There's something here about protecting your peace so hard that now you have like only two friends. That may resonate with someone. We have the Devil in reverse. This is a very powerful and important card in reverse. This is also like the most sexual devil card in any of the tarot decks that I have. Look at that. Oh my God. So some of y'all may be I don't know, getting freaky or something in December. Love that for you. Devil energy is also Capricorn energy. We're entering into Capricorn season. We also have Virgo energy here. So lots of earth energy. I like the Devil in reverse because it shows that you're breaking free from some of your older negative coping mechanisms. I'm also seeing here the message, you may have used to be like avoidantly attached or anxiously attached, disorganized attachment style, you know, that may have been your past story, but you could be very, very conscious of that now. And you're choosing security, you're choosing peace. And when you find yourself in these moments where you're wanting to run away or cling on in an unhealthy way, you're just communicating about it with your loved ones with whom it may apply. And I think that's very beautiful. We have the Emperor coming out upright. This also came out for group number 1. I love the Emperor card. It reminds me so much of Capricorn season, even though it's like an Aries card. But yeah, the Emperor shows, like, it's not a surprise to me that this keeps coming out like in the end of a reading, because when we enter into Capricorn season on the 21st and we're at the very last weeks of 2025, it's like we're all kind of collectively thinking to ourselves, what do I want to do in 2026? We are all collectively sort of making our vision boards, our business plans, our personal goal plans, you know. And the Emperor shows that energy of getting really organized. You know, he's on his throne, managing multiple nations, multiple countries. And like, what's the plan here? What are we doing? You know, you're at your war table deciding what is this year? How are you going to take on this year, basically? So we do see you in that energy. Very positive, very in alignment. We have the Lovers in reverse. Wow. Yeah, with that full moon eclipse. You know, this is going to be a powerful month for you guys. I feel like there's a lot of positive things going on. Love is in the air for sure. But remember, we were just saying, like, you're going to be growing apart from somebody. There could be a decisive moment where you guys talk about that towards the end of December. Okay. And then we have the Nine of Swords reverse. Yeah, you may not have really... See, sometimes I feel like it's just best not to burn bridges and to just, you know, if people grow apart, they grow apart. Just sort of let it happen and all that. But there's something here where it's like you've really been working on yourself, becoming a better person. And I don't know why I'm sort of picking up on this energy of like somebody... It doesn't feel like you, it feels like somebody else is verbalizing the thing that you didn't want to say out loud, which is that like you may be growing apart, you know? It's like, why can't we just naturally sort of let this friendship or relationship de-escalate on its own in a very quaint and cozy way? You know, why does there have to be decisive, like, I'm never speaking to you again moments? Or like, why do we have to make it like an official thing? So I don't know. That's a message that's coming through a little bit. And by the way, I'm picking up some of you guys may be confused on who this is about. So don't make assumptions just yet. Because the thing is, I'm saying these things, it sounds very bad, but it doesn't feel bad energetically, you know? I feel like you already are sort of like your heart's not into this and that's when it happens. So it's not like a big startling thing. And also I'm picking up, some of y'all may be already like in love with someone currently. So, and that like sort of like it eases the blow. Does that make sense? Like you're already like very passionately obsessed with some sort of hobby maybe, or you're already like seeing someone and building a life there, and it's like someone else or something else is like, well, you know, it looks like we're not a thing anymore, or it looks like we're just growing apart. And maybe that's something you didn't want to just talk about. I don't know. So I don't know. That might be something that happens this month, but it doesn't feel like a massive deal. I like this month for you. It feels like you're heading in the right direction, taking great care of yourself, falling in love, being in love, enjoying your alone time as well, working hard towards your goals and dreams, which I've been really picking up in the collective, and getting organized for the year ahead. So definitely enjoy this month. Like this video, comment how it resonated down below, and subscribe if you have not already. And make sure you get the 2026 personal hour-long tarot and mediumship reading with me. It's only going to be available for a limited time. All right. And I'll see you there. Bye-bye. Hello, group number 3, and welcome. Let's see what's in store for you for December 2025. Happiness. What a great, perfect first card out. Am I right? Like, that's your reading. Happy month ahead. I love this for you. I don't know why I'm being drawn into tropical, warm energy. So if you're currently in the middle or beginning of winter, like half of us in the world are, I'm wondering if any of you are visiting somewhere warmer or planning a trip to somewhere warmer, or even just enjoying tropical vibes, even in the middle of this cold weather, depending on where you're at in the world. Like, yeah, it might be 20 degrees Fahrenheit outside, but I'm going to make myself a nice mojito. I'm going to make myself a nice tropical fruit bowl and pretend like my face doesn't hurt the second I walk outside, you know? Creating your own happiness. We have the North Node. Step out of your comfort zone. Ooh, okay. You guys will be doing things uncomfortable in December. Meeting new people is a great example of this. You know, a lot of people get nervous when they're meeting new people or publicly speaking or being introduced to like a new partner's family, for example, or joining a new job and you don't know any of the coworkers, joining a club and you don't know anyone. A very uncomfortable experience that leads to growth. Or this could even be pushing yourself beyond your limits, either like athletically, mentally, academically. Like, it's always, I read a quote the other day: every math class you take is the hardest math class you've ever taken. Which, you know, that sounds obvious, right? But it's like, it's true. Like, when you're in college, every single math class you take, you're just like, man, this is just the hardest class. It's probably my professor. And it's like, no, it's just math is hard when you're learning a new language, you're going into territories you don't know, so you feel dumb because you don't know it. And that's the thing. It's like, when you're expanding yourself, you have to experience the opposite of what you're expanding. Like, when you're trying to become stronger muscularly, you're going to have to push yourself to a point where you feel weak, right? When you're becoming more intelligent and knowledgeable by gaining knowledge in academics, you're going to have to feel stupid because you're learning things you don't know. So that's the thing. It's like you almost experience the contrast of what you're developing. Life is interesting in that way. And we're seeing you doing that a lot in December. I can't believe this. This card came out for every single group. wow. And it's funny because even in group number 1's reading, when this card came out, I was like, this is crazy because I'm already filming the I've already filmed the December readings for all of the zodiac signs on my second channel, and this has been like the main theme for everyone, and it's the mountain lion spirit with the word stalk, and it says, is my pursuit both honorable and focused? And what I'm seeing is like the collective, like crazy in December, is just really focused on discipline and goals and ambition and self-growth for sure. This is a month where we're all trying to polish up a daily routine for ourselves that is in alignment with the things we are in pursuit of. So we'll see a lot of people, a lot of us, really honing in, like, I'm going to meal prep every single day now. I'm going to study this new language every single day. I'm going to pick up this guitar that I'm trying to teach myself every single day. I'm going to the gym 5 days a week, like getting really on point with our routines because we're wanting to grow certain areas of life. And so I feel like a lot of us in the collective are doing that, wanting to get ahead of schedule, be the type of person who's planned well in advance. You know, the work that you have to do, you get done like 2 weeks early, 2 weeks ahead of time, feeling really organized, really motivated. That has been such a collective vibe for December. You know, we're all extremely ambitious right now is what it feels like. And the question is your pursuit both honorable and focused? Is this something worth going after? And is it healthy for you? Is it good for you? Is it good for the collective? We're going to start seeing a lot more people who would rather be poor than be in a well-paying job that negatively contributes to the world. For example, is your ambitions honorable? You know, running a business, there's lots of decisions you have to make, and business and financial wise, it's quite easier to make decisions that harm the environment, harm other humans. However, is that really the sort of karma you want to infuse into your products, into your business? You know, we're going to be faced with these decisions. It feels like, you know what I'm actually seeing? Oh my God, this came through in Leo's reading. There was this huge, like almost secret collective message that did not come out for every single video, but let me share it with you guys, group number 3. I saw this vision in my head of Earth moving through a big spiritual portal, which it does frequently, but this particular portal, it felt like the people who for years and years and years have been acting in integrity, doing the right thing, even when it was hurting you or preventing your success. Like, let's just say you always showed up in relationships with integrity, with honesty, with love, and you got your heart broken over and over and over and over again. Or let's just say you always chose to do the right thing in your business, your career, your whatever, and you sacrificed so much money, so much potential growth because you didn't want to harm others. Those people who always kept showing up in integrity, doing the right thing, who have not seen the results for so many years, in December, we're moving through this sort of portal, right? And that is all going to shift. The people who have always been doing the right thing we're going to see those people rising to the top rapidly. Those are the people who are going to start becoming famous, successful, rich, for sure. Now, on the flip side, the people who chose exploitation, and that was the key word in this message, exploitation. The people who chose exploitation to get ahead in life, whether that was exploiting their romantic partners by lying, cheating, stealing, whatever, exploiting people in third world countries, exploiting the earth for her resources in a negative way in order to get ahead in life. Again, in December, we move through this portal. We're going to start seeing those people and their success, their wealth, their fame, it's all going to start crumbling. Okay? And now here's the thing. The more, I think we are all guilty of a little bit of exploitation at various points in our lives. But the people who really built a lot for themselves with exploitation, we're going to start to see them crumble. And this era, it doesn't feel like it's only happening in December. The message I got in this vision was the next 20 years. Okay? But it all starts quite rapidly in December is what I saw. All right. Now, that vision that I had, for whatever reason, is coming out again in your reading group number 3. And so whatever side of that scale you fall on, whether you're somebody who's been very patiently and diligently doing the right thing, even though it never really paid off for you. Oh my God. You just wait for this month to start. Okay, that's all I'm going to say there. All right, let's let the rest be a surprise to you. And let me remind you that you have the happiness card here. All right, I really don't feel like very many of you watching are on the other end of that spectrum where it's time to pay up if you've been exploiting others. I really don't think people who are like that are the types of people to watch tarot readings on the internet generally. So let's not go down that road. But if that's the case for you, everything in life balances out. Okay. Everything is borrowed. Everything returns back to an equilibrium. You spend one night out drinking heavily, right? And you have so much fun. And guess what? You pay for that the next day. It equals out. All right. You get into hard drugs that give you the happiest high you've ever experienced in your life, followed by the absolute most misery when you don't have it. You know what I mean? Everything in life returns back to an equilibrium one way or another. And I think the key to being peaceful in life is to not have such drastic peaks and valleys. And I just feel for a lot of you guys who are watching group number 3, you may have walked through a valley for years and years and years. And as we said, equilibrium. It always goes back to an equilibrium. So you may begin to experience some drastic peaks. Also, I just got the message, do not try to manifest things like overnight success, quote unquote, for that same reason. Okay, an overnight success, crazy, fast-moving abundance may have to be paid for with like 10 years of hard work beforehand. Or another thing that we see is like you reach that overnight success and then it's immediately gone very quickly. We see that in a lot of people as well. What I'm picking up on is a lot of you guys watching actually many years ago may have set the intention with the universe for some sort of rapid overnight success, right? And your manifestations come true. And your spirit guides protected you to make sure that it would come through in a way that was sustainable, which may have involved many years before that was going to manifest in preparation of that manifesting. And that's why you've been blocked from achieving certain goals. Okay. And December 2025, it's time, group number 3. We have the Knight of Swords. Yeah, it's going to come in fast, just like you anticipated. Or it's all going to happen quickly. It could be actually overwhelming. We have the 9 of Pentacles in reverse. A lot of you guys may be focused on like not overdoing it with something, like financially, for example, like let me just pay my bills, create a nice cushion, save up, like not do anything extra. We have the King of Coins. And look at that progression, actually. We go from you being very frugal in that way, not really allowing yourself or even having the resources to buy whatever you want, whenever you want. Only being able to like afford your needs, or even time-wise, only having the time to get all your responsibilities done and not really having extra like magic for yourself left over, you know? We go from that energy with the Knight of Pentacles in reverse to the King of Pentacles upright, the Master of the Pentacle suit, wealthy, prosperous. The King and Queen of Pentacles, you know, these are people who are very logical, secure, grounded, and these are people who have lots of time and lots of money to really enjoy the luxury of life, investing in things like art, beautiful handmade carpets, fine foods and clothes, and just really giving back to the artisans of the world through their own enjoyment and spoiling themselves, you know? The true wealth archetype, the true positive wealth archetype, you know? Being rich is not a negative condition. It's not something to be ashamed of. I feel like when you are wealthy, you are like a patron of artists. You know what I mean? Like people who buy designer clothes, for example, you're supporting that designer, you're supporting that artist. People who collect art, you're supporting those artists. People who invest in businesses, you are supporting those business owners. And I feel like that is the true divinity of wealthy people. And I don't know why I'm talking about this right now. Maybe some of you guys are about to be put onto that timeline if you're not already. We have the Seven of Swords upright. Here's that energy we were talking about exploitation. All right, why is that coming through in your reading? Let's see what's next to this. Ace of Wands. I just feel like a lot of you guys are having your energy returned back to you from people who stole it. Corporations, old bosses, exes, it's all coming back. Ace of Wands also shows new passion. When I think of Ace of Wands, I'm going to be honest with you, the first thing I think of is sexual passion. But it's also like passion in general. When I use the word passion, I think of like, what is it that you think about before you go to sleep and when you wake up in the morning? That's what you're passionate about. All right. That's where the passion lies in your life. Like sometimes I wake up in the morning, I'm just so excited to film, so excited to do these readings every single day because I'm very passionate about it. Sometimes you wake up in the morning thinking about someone who you have a little crush on because there's a lot of passion there, you know, things like that. And we're seeing that in December. We have the 10 of Pentacles in reverse. The word home repair just came through. A minor home repair may be happening in December. The Devil, another very sexual card. Look at this. This is like, I was just telling the other sign that got this card, like, look at how sexual it is in this deck. I don't know. Maybe y'all are just freaks this month. But this is also Capricorn energy, and it's coming out at the end of the December reading, which is when Capricorn season is, from like the 21st onwards, I believe. So it's actually somewhat in alignment that the Devil card is coming out for you in this reading, not necessarily a negative thing. Let's see what comes out next to it. Three of Pentacles, working with others. Some of y'all may be working deeply with a Capricorn to make some sort of greater goal and vision come true. There's actually a big focus on career in this reading. Career and finances seem to be a pretty huge deal for group number 3. And we have the 6 of Cups in reverse. Yeah, I think career, business, and financial wise, you may be pushing yourself a bit, either going out of your comfort zone and trying new things and seeing if it sticks, and if it doesn't stick, pivoting quickly. I think honestly, if you're able to do that, you're probably going to succeed in business at some point. Like if you're able to experiment, see what sticks in terms of like what works, instead of like lingering when it doesn't. If you're just like, okay, well, I tried, that didn't work, let's go. Your ability to handle rejection and failure and just quickly move on determines how successful you are in life, I believe. And it doesn't even just apply to business. This could also apply to love. Like, I've met people who got rejected like one time and then they get stuck on that person or that experience. They never put themselves out there again. And it's like, well, you're not really going to find that many people. Or like people who are just waiting around for their love life. Like, where's it at, Laura? Like, I'm like, well, how many people have you dated? And they're like, oh, I was only in one relationship. And I'm like 40 something. I'm like, you're okay. We need to have a higher turnover rate here. Like we need to get out there, talk to people, you know, experience failure, experience it not working. And instead of letting that bum us out and be like, see, all men suck, all women suck, just be like, okay, that person wasn't compatible, next. You know, like that Ariana Grande song, like, thank you, next. Thank you, next. Speaking of exes, we have the Six of Cups coming out as your final card out in this month that really radiated success for you. You know, it wouldn't shock me if, like, in your moments of deep success in life, people who you kind of forgot existed come out of the woodworks a bit, to kind of just be like, hey, like, so proud of you, you know, just don't be shocked is what I'm going to say there. Yeah, I love this. I don't know. I'm getting a vibe from your reading of like just really excited to grow something business-wise or brand-wise. There's something here about giving something your all, like, and there's also something about this being a month where you output more than ever. Okay, like, let's just say you're an artist, for example, and you do like a piece of art a week for a month, right? There's something about this month of December where you're like, I'm gonna do 12 a month and just kind of see how that gets my creative energies flowing. There's some, like, you know what I mean? It's like some of y'all may be working overtime as well. It's like you're just letting yourself get uncomfortable in the sense of pushing yourself beyond what you normally do. Same thing can apply to fitness and athletics as well. You know, if you normally go to the gym like 3 days a week, you may be amping it up to 5 days a week. If you normally run like 3 miles a day, you're amping it up to like 6 to 12 miles a day. You know what I mean? It's kind of like uncomfortable progression, which leads you to a ton of growth, an explosion of growth. Okay. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Clearly a happy month ahead. Like this video, comment how it resonated down below, and subscribe if you've not already. Download my hour-long 2026 personal tarot and mediumship reading. It is only going to be available for a very limited time. Okay. Thank you guys. Bye.